I watched Dune Part 2 Nuts and Bolts, and I went into this movie with lowered expectations, I will say, because I saw all the critics that came out of the advanced critic screenings being like, this is literally the greatest movie ever made. Whoa. I heard all the praise, but I heard that praise also when the first movie came out. I heard all that same praise, and wasn't a huge fan of the first movie. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, this is good, but I was kind of bored. I didn't like any of the characters. And then a couple days ago, I rewatched the first movie in order to get ready for Dune Part 2 Nuts and Bolts. And I was like, I actually kind of hate the first movie. This time I was bored to tears. And I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to love the second movie, so I'm not even going to go into it with these heightened expectations that the critics have set for me. And so I watched the second one, and I liked it. It's fine. I just don't see what everybody else sees in it. So the first thing I'll mention is that, of course, it's a beautiful movie. The VFX is some of the best you've ever seen in a movie. Goddamn, those worms look real. The worms are coming out the ground. They're like, grab a worm, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, I believe it. You know, these worms probably will exist in the future. I think Dune is set in the future, right? I feel like it might be. I think it is. Like on Earth, specifically. Let me know if you're a Dune nerd. And so, yeah, it looks beautiful. You know, Greg Fraser's out here doing his thing. I really like the color correction in this. You got some interesting stuff with like the black and white world, the Harkonnen world. Is it like actually in black and white? Like, are they like not getting sunlight where they live? I don't know. I don't know if it's just a stylistic choice. You know, there's more action in this than the first one, and I do think that the action is like relatively well done. So listen, I can see that the technical aspects of the movie, absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to deny that. Like, it is worth watching in a movie theater just to see the worms come on and be like, rah, we're worms, rah. But I just don't really care about, like, the story. I don't care about these characters. I don't really care that much about the overarching plot. Like, I don't know. Oh, no, the throne. Who's gonna get the throne? Who's winning the Game of Thrones? I'm not invested in that. I also have to say this. I don't love the performances in this movie either. Like, I don't really buy Timothée Chalamet in this movie. Like I already didn't think he was particularly good in the first movie. And now when we get into the second one, and there's a lot asked of him from a performance standpoint, I don't think he's all that convincing when he has his character turns.
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Silence! When, like, Timothée Chalamet is, like, trying to seduce Zendaya in the movie, it's like I don't see Paul seducing Shari or whatever. I just see Timothée Chalamet having Elriz. You know what I mean? And then you have actors like Christopher Walken, who's like, dude, you're just so out of place here. And I have to say this as well. Christopher Nolan kind of also has this problem with like Oppenheimer, where it's like all the freaking celebrities in these movies make it extra hard for me to get like engrossed in the world. Because it's like every 5 seconds, it's just like a celebrity jump scare. It's like, oh, look, it's this guy. It's this guy that you know. You know this guy, right? And so I'm like rarely ever able to just see these characters for who they are, because I only see the actor that's playing them. And it's especially because like they also just sound like the actors. You know, like I mentioned Christopher Walken. He's just Christopher Walken. I can't do a Christopher Walken impression. But yeah, just like Christopher Walken. Zendaya just sounds like Zendaya. Timothée Chalamet just sounds like Chalamet. I guess Florence Pugh doesn't sound as British. So shout out to Florence Pugh. But it's like Josh Brolin's just Josh Brolin. Like, why don't the Fremen have like a consistent accent? I guess the reason why it's because there was like a line in the movie where they were like, we're all different, but we're together. I think the Fremen might be made up of like, I guess, immigrants or something. I think that might be a thing. Maybe that's why the Fremen don't sound alike. Because now that I'm thinking about it, the Harkonnen do sound similar. They're all kind of like we're Harkonnen, blah, we have a raspy voice, blah. But then it's like, even the Harkonnen guys, like I never really took Dave Bautista seriously, especially because I'm like, oh, it's Dave Bautista. It's like I never took Austin Butler seriously, in part because he is giving kind of a ridiculous performance, but also because I'm like, oh, look, it's It's Austin Butler. Look, it's Elvis. Look, he's here. What, is he not going to be able to get rid of his Harkonnen voice now? Honestly, the characters that I found to be the most interesting are like the sisterhood, the Jesuit sisters lady people. I felt like they were the coolest part of the movie. Like, I don't recognize the actresses that played them as well. I'm like, I don't know who this old lady is. Although, to be fair, I did also get the Noah Schaffer jump scare. When she popped up, I was like, Bram, Noah Schaffer, blah, and I was like, I know you from Death Stranding. Okay, I'm going to step in real quick. I am actually losing my mind. I thought that Leia Sadu, I thought her name was Noah Schaffer. And I guess I was thinking of Hunter Schafer. I don't know where I got Noah from. Whatever. I got jump scared by her whenever she showed up as a sisterhood of the Jesuit whatever group was. Anyways, celebrity jump scares, kind of annoying, takes me out of the movie, not gonna lie. I just don't care that much about the story, and I even like everything that it's trying to like say. I'm like, it's kind of a little one-dimensional, like the whole thing where it's like, is Timothy Chalamet, is he gonna be the Messiah? Oh, is he gonna be a god? Oh, it goes in a certain direction, and I'm just like, yeah, I can. It's obvious where this is going, you know. And like the ferrets, what are they called? The fetishes, the femilers, like the sand people. I already forgot their names. The Fremen. Sorry. It's so like one dimensional where it's like half of them don't believe in Timothy Chalamet, and then half of them do. No in between. There's no nuance here. When you get into his relationship with Zendaya, it's like, oh, I wonder where this is going to go for dramatic tension at the end of the movie. And it's like, well, there you go. So no real surprises here in the movie. Oh, I actually forgot to mention, another thing that just takes me out every time it happens is whenever the goddamn choir ladies in the soundtrack would come out with their, oh, yo, 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 yo. They did it in the first movie as well. Like, there's literally a scene in the first movie where one of the characters, I guess spoilers for the first Dune, I assume you've seen it if you're watching this video, but where like one of the ladies gets stabbed, she's rolling down the hill, and they still do the ho yo 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 yo. And I'm sorry, every time I hear that, I get taken out of the movie and I start laughing. There's my hard-hitting, super valid criticism of Dune Part 2. But I also concede, absolutely, that I am in the vast minority here. Most people love this thing. Most people see it as the new Star Wars. They see it as the new Lord of the Rings. I've literally seen people talking about Dune Part 2, saying that it is the greatest movie of all time. And I'm like, more than happy for you guys. So it's like, do I particularly love it? No. And it's like, I wasn't bored. I'll say it's like a fine movie. But yeah, obviously compared to the people saying that it's the greatest film in cinematic history, it sounds like I hate it, which I don't really hate it. I hate the first one. So it is an improvement on the first one. And yeah, so do I recommend it? I mean, yeah, just because based on math, you'll probably like it a lot more than me. Even still, just the spectacle of it is absolutely worth seeing in a movie theater. Don't do what I did where I watched the first one on HBO Max on a TV. Anyways, did you watch it? Did you love it? I assume none of you had any respect for me, but have I lost all of my non-existent credibility? Did I somehow break the laws of physics and sink lower than I already was? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.